and welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII on the Nintendo Switch. So, this is back to back to my Final Fantasy VI playthrough. That wasn't my intention to do it that way. I was going to play more games on the SNES Mini, but excuse me. The Final Fantasy VII remake. Ooh, not that one. The Final Fantasy VII port for the Switch came out fairly recently. I've been wanting to play through it recently anyway, so we're going straight on 7. We almost definitely will not be doing 8 after this. But yeah, this has always to me been the definitive version of the Prelude theme. I also think that something that doesn't really get much credit is the kind of logo in the middle there, like between Final Fantasy. I don't know if they were maybe going to use that as like the Final Fantasy logo or just using it in 7, but I thought it was quite neat. It's quite a cool design. In this Let's Play I'm going to be frequently referencing the Final Fantasy VII remake that is potentially due to release in the coming years, and kind of wondering about how they're going to, what they might do or change in the remake, and how they can improve on certain parts or how not to mess up other parts. I'm not gonna always talk about, well, I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers if I can, and I think at this juncture pretty much everyone knows what happens in this game. But excluding retcons, so things like Crisis Core and Last Order and all that sort of stuff, there is a lot of things left open for interpretation. And those are things that I'd like to talk about. So I'm basically going to be talking about this game as if it were a standalone game, not a expansive compilation, as they call it, Final Fantasy VII compilation. I will, however, probably reference that stuff if I talk about the remake, because they have confirmed that some parts of the compilation will happen or be in the remake. I thought I said Eiji Nomura for a minute, from Legend of Zelda. I think that's his name anyway. I have this on the, I misread that's based on the true story. I have the PC version of this. I was tempted to do it on PC and use I've forgotten the name for now, but the AI system which heavily upgrades the backgrounds, the pre-rendered backgrounds in all the areas. But as I have a Switch and it is probably my primary console at the moment, does it just restart? I thought it just went straight into the menu. No. As the Switch is kind of my primary playing console, I can take it to work and grind there. I will be doing that. I've done a few minutes on the at the beginning just to see how it runs and how it looks, and quite frankly, it doesn't actually look that great. But hey ho, let's do this. Yes, it's also weird seeing so many of the button prompts using the Switch's buttons, so the plus and the minus, especially the ones that throw you off. Yeah, have fun doing the Final Fantasy IX sword fight at the beginning, Vamo alla Flamenco, with the when it's like press X. I have played both. I have played PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo all my life, and I don't know what button to press for X. fun fact, it was confirmed that Final Fantasy X and 7 are actually in the same universe, and Shinra in 10-2 went on to become pioneer a spacefaring company that ultimately left Spira to land on Gaia and created the Shinra company. But let's just forget I even said that. I won't say much during these incredible cutscenes because, yeah. Only just occurred to me that the Shinra Electric Company appears to still use steam trains, as electric trains don't need those bars that run between the wheels to power them. So this is a one-time area, so you don't want to miss anything, like these potions, and cue your first battle. A friend of mine who works as a game developer has always said that you can always tell how good a game's going to be by the way it makes you fight your first enemy, which I think is hilarious because this is not particularly much. It just shows you the enemies, it shows you the surrounding areas. To be fair, back in the day, the jump from the jump from the 2D Final Fantasy VI we used to into this was just nuts. There we are. And we're already level 7. Potions galore. More potions, please. Thank you. Let's do a bit of housekeeping. So, memory active. Fast. Actually, I want that to go slow because whenever you do scan or anything like that, you can't actually read anything. And what was on actually? Attack and restore. Yep, that looks good to me. Let's just start with it, yeah. Okie dokie, right. Onwards. Okay. We're off to a good start. Using a analog stick can be a bit clunky, unfortunately. Yeah. Like, given that the incredible amount of macro infusion and everything that happens to someone when they come into soldier and the rigorous training, I wouldn't think it would be the sort of thing you just quit. I imagine you have to serve some sort of service time before you can just leave. Apparently this isn't like D&D, you never split the party. In this game you just each man for themselves. Cheers, Barrett. No. Don't tell me what to do. The North Gate. What saying? No, come back. So I remember for the longest time thinking that warning, like this, back when I first ever played the game as a child, I remember thinking that warning sign was the entrance, and I didn't understand how to progress because I couldn't find the door. Yeah, I wasn't a smart child. Let's use a little bit of magic, shall we? Ice and bolt, same. So another thing that's made me want to play this game recently is this. I've really wanted to fiddle with the materia system and try and create some funky systems. Yeah, I didn't realise you had to keep running back here to get through the door. Also enjoy the incredible music. Bombing mission. Yeah! And there'll be no casualties whatsoever. Because out of sight, out of mind. Let's ice this fool. This overgrown, floating flower thing. Now that I think about it, I've always wondered why the soldiers have fought alongside those weird monsters and things, but I guess their Hojo's experiments have actually passed testing and gone into actual use. I guess that makes a little bit more sense for those guys. I just assumed they were just like random things that floated around and kind of joined in the fight. One of the most menacing themes in any, definitely in any Final Fantasy games, but also game music in general, in my opinion. Here's your world building for you. Again, Cloud very much a case of out of sight, out of mind. Alright. Go down here and get us our phonics down. Ah yes, and it's spelt correctly. So playing so much with Final Fantasy VI, seeing it spelled F-E-N-I-X made me sad. This also troubled me as a child, finding where the button was. I thought she meant that next to that kind of wheel thing in the middle there's a big yellow button, or orb. I thought that was the button, and I was like running around that trying to press that. I was like, it's not working, there's something wrong with the game. No, I was just thick. Right, onwards. So, the first thing I want to talk about with the Final Fantasy VII Remake is... Oh, hello, Mr. First Ray. Oh, I haven't put Barrett in the back. First thing I want to talk about is the voice actors have all been listed for the cast, including, I believe it was Yazoo? If not Yazoo, then Kadaj, who is from Advent Children. He's one of the three Sephi clone things. So, I have a feeling, because, again, trying to avoid spoilers, but I have a feeling that rather than seeing Sephiroth throughout this game, it will probably, maybe you'll have to work your way through those guys first, the Yazukadaj and the other one, whose name I can never remember. Thanks, Jesse. Hello, Stephen. Give me that potion. And I think that may be how they kind of, because well, I won't go into it too much detail, but the way in which Sephiroth presents himself throughout the game was always a little confusing until the end. So I believe that may be more of a kind of solid way to show that he can physically interact with things by having actual people representatives rather than just what he is in this game. Yeah. So, yeah, we're making good time. 3 minutes. And there's our cure material. And I still haven't moved Barrett back. Order. Order! Let's give it to our tank man. Can you? You cannot. Can't do material yet. Oh well. I always found that a little strange as well. But surely if you've got to watch to make sure he doesn't do something wrong, then you should just do it. Because if you know how to do it, maybe he struggles to set bombs with only one hand. And I severely hope he's a lefty, because otherwise that would suck. And our first boss fight. But not the boss battle music. The infamous scorpion guard thing. I can't remember what it's actually called. Yeah, so obviously, because we're on the Switch version, we've got all the different little things that we can do to make life easier. Like, I can't even remember what they are now. Like, there's a click the left stick to speed up the game, and double click both, or no, sorry, click both sticks to stop encounters. I'm not going to do it. I mean, that's what's the point of playing the game if you're not going to play it properly. I might use the speed up one just for grinding off screen, because I've played this game enough to know how to, you know, what to kill. It's just ever go, ooh, quit, nice. I've played the game enough to be able to just get through stuff. It's not like, of course it's putting its tail. It's not like spending 4 times as much time on something. It's going to help. Attack while its tail's up. And it's going to counter-attack. Very nice. Cheers, man. I mean, that's pretty minimal damage, actually. Let's see what this is like. 65. I think didn't Barrett's crit do 66? Hey, my man. You think you're such a big shot? Well, you're right. I see what this is. Wow. Although I guess Cloud's got a couple of materia equipped to him. There we go. Nice and easy. Cloud's got a couple of materia equipped to him, which reduces his strength, I think it is. Very nice. Assault gun. Right, let's equip that bad boy. The Gatling. So what is attack? Defense. 80. Oh. Cloud's got the higher attack, but maybe he is. I'll look at the stats later. When we're not being timed. Hey, it's the Bloomin' from Las Vegas. Time to bolt. Might want to use a potion on. That's fine. I'll just play it risky. It's probably time to stop. Oh! Barrett and his crit rate, it's beautiful. Ooh, so close. Oh no! Okay, I was about to say I was up, but not quite. Back attack! Oh no! At least that's better for Cloud, means he won't get hurt so bad. I'm unsure as to what way I'm going to go for my end game team. There's a few, obviously. There's the right choice, and then there's doing what you want to do. Part of me wanted to go all long ranged, so Vincent, Barrett, and Cloud with the long range materia, and have everyone kind of, I guess, continue on from my Final Fantasy VI Let's Play of having everyone in the back row, regardless. But I'm unsure. I might just go for my personal favourites, so having Red 13 and maybe Tifa. So something I was never aware of, because I always spoke to Jessie, was that if you make your way to Wedge without helping her there, you actually have to come back to find her. And I mean, she's clearly within shot every single time, so I don't know why you wouldn't go speak to her, but yeah. I feel like things are getting a bit risky now with Cloud's HP, but I'm gonna leave it. Oh! Constant crit rates and dodge and attacks. Barrett, you are my main man. He is definitely tanking it, that's for sure. I mean, that is kind of his role, to be fair. I also really like the design of the timer in this game. A weird thing to say, I know, but I like how you can see every number. It's just, it looks horribly mishmashy, but I think it looks quite cool. I guess that says a lot about my stylistic choices. Bang! Switch on. Also, we just hit the same button as when we went down the first time. I couldn't agree more. Code aside, didn't you have the code already for the door? Alright. Nice bookending of the scene with the music. Bombing mission again. Get out of there! Mission successful. Well, like, what's your basis for this analysis? Do you have a kind of a lifespan for the planet? We got more bombs? Why is there more bombs? Why does there need to be more? I'm pretty sure that macro reactor is toast. Why do we need another bomb? And also, a little bit more forewarning would be appreciated. I never noticed, like, it's because I'm stupid, but like I noticed all the kind of rubble surrounding the area and how charred everything is. in like the very, very distant background, like the kind of almost exploded carcass of the reactor itself. Need something for a funny little animation. Oh, hey man. Enjoy the music, Anxious Heart. One of my favourite Final Fantasy songs of all time. Yeah. Wow, thank you, little missy. Come back. Come back. Huh. Must be a character of no consequence, I guess. Never really explored this kind of area. Anyway, so yeah, you can see like the general background quality is not exactly fantastic. That's alright. It doesn't need to be fantastic. Benches. Well, there was an explosion. So I hear. Something that always bugged me a little bit, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but the fact that Avalanche was always spelt with caps made me think it was like a laters. What's the word I'm looking for? Not a anagram. Oh. Well, like each letter in the word avalanche stood for something. It'll come to me the instant I stop recording. Because it was always spelled in caps, I thought it meant stood for something, but who knows. Whilst not as bad as Final Fantasy VI, the 7 translation is not perfect. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold at the moment. Actions speak louder than words. Notice that Jess, like, Biggs and Wedge both said, Cloud! And Jess's kind of went, Cloud. It'd been nice to see the kind of relationship with the other members of Avalanche expanded on. Maybe, because, like, we've got no idea what's going to be happening in the remake. So maybe Avalanche will be an actual huge operation. Maybe it'll be like a proper underground syndicate or something. Right, I think we're going to call it that. And next time, we're going to be going to the Sector 7 slums. See you there.